Hello, I'm Natasha Bryant-Woodfin. I'm a licensed independent clinical social worker in the state of South Carolina. It is my intention with this video to highlight and share therapeutic resources to increase public access and to support therapy providers. I dedicate this particular video to people who recognize that they struggle with lust, porn addiction, and/or sex addiction, and those who want help with these issues. I want to share a little information and a disclaimer. The resources were located on the Psychology Today website. The research was done for the state of South Carolina, although the therapists may also be licensed for other states. And I am not affiliated with Psychology Today, nor the 3 therapists I'm highlighting. For each therapy provider, I will highlight their practice, the specific therapist by name, their credentials, their specialties that they address, the services they provide, and the therapy approaches they use with clients if it's listed on their website. And then I'll also share my opinion of each website as well. Okay, so the first therapeutic resource that I'm going to highlight is Araya Counseling Services. The therapist is Stephanie Araya. And so she is a licensed independent social worker in the state of South Carolina and Ohio. Her credentials include certified sex addiction therapist and certified sex offender treatment professional. Her specialties include, let's see here, that she addressed pornography and sexual addictions, partner betrayal, and sexual offending and court-ordered treatment. So I know that's pretty specific, which can be helpful for people struggling with those issues. Let's see, and then we have the services that she provides, which includes individual therapy, both in person and virtually. She also does customized individual intensives. She also does assessments and evaluations, as well as group therapy. And then it's listed here that you can schedule a free 15-minute consultation to talk with her about services and your needs to see if it's a good match in terms of therapy. Now, I will say that on Psychology Today, it listed that she wasn't accepting new clients. However, that could have changed by now. So don't take my word for it just based off of me saying it. I definitely encourage you to contact her via her website. She does have this messaging option here where you can reach out to her to see if she's accepting new clients, to see if she has a waiting list, if she's not accepting clients right this minute. And then you could also ask her for recommendations of other therapists that provide the very specific resources and services that she provides, given her credentialing being so detailed. And then I will say the good news is if she's not, whether she is or isn't accepting new clients, she also has a resource tab here where you can, click on the different links to learn about sex addiction, to learn about, to take the free sex addiction test, or to learn about porn addiction. So she does still have resources listed on her website that could be helpful to people, even if you can't get in with her specifically. And then the other thing I did think about was because her credentialing is so detailed, I do see where I typed in the credentialing for the certified sex addiction therapist, and the website International Institute for Trauma and Addiction Professionals actually is where professionals go to get certified with that particular credential. But there's also the feature where you can, find a therapist. So it's like find a certified sex addiction therapist. You can type in, if you know a therapist by name, you can type in their name, you can type in your city. So you can certainly do that. You can type in the information to locate a therapist with that particular credential as far as the certified sex addiction therapist credentialing. You can, if you know a therapist by name, you can enter that here. You can enter your city, your state, your postal code, some additional specialties. I know sex offender treatment provider was one of her credentials as well. So if you needed that to be a part of what you're seeking in a therapist, there's that option to search based on that. So just know that there are ways, if she's accepting new clients, that's great. If not, there's still ways to locate a provider with those credentials, right? And then the next provider that I'm going to highlight is Integrity Counseling and Wellness, LLC. They are out of Columbia, South Carolina. See here. And so as far as the team, the particular provider I was going to, therapist that I was going to highlight is Mr. Taurus D. Sanders. He's a licensed professional counselor. He's also a licensed professional counselor supervisor. And I'll also take a look at his other credential there. But I wanted to mention that the other providers that are a part of this team, as far as this practice, is David A. Evans. So it looks like he has an LPCA. And then graduate level counselor Seth Johnson and graduate level counselor, I don't know if I'm saying her name correctly, Ivana Gore, and she's a graduate level counselor. So we have here, Taurus is a licensed addictions counselor with experience working in the inpatient and outpatient settings. And he's served the mental health population, and he's also addressed addictions issues as well. He doesn't state here what the detailed types of addictions he addresses, whether it's related to sexual and porn addiction or drug and alcohol, gaming, but you can certainly contact him, via this website to, get more details about his experience as it relates to the particular topics related to addictions that he addresses. And then the services that he provides are, let's see, I believe it's individual. So he has like the individual, I think I saw that on the website previously that he addressed individual therapy sessions, family psychotherapy sessions with and without the client present. And then let me double check as far as the team. I wanted to take a look and see. Let's see here. I'm going to click on Mr. David Evans. Yeah, I think they might have made some changes since I last was on the website because it did specifically have individual therapy sessions, family therapy sessions with and without the client present, and then also the men's group. So there's the virtual men's group. So those are the services that they provide. And then there's also the links. As far as the benefit that I saw on this website, there's links on the website that for additional resources. It seems pretty extensive, like anxiety-related disorders, depression. So I just thought that was really, helpful and unique as far as their website and some of the others I've seen. And the way you can contact them is you can, if I'm not mistaken, call. They do have their phone number there and their address. You can also send a message. And then they do have a client portal, probably more so related to once you become a client, but there's definitely the ability to call and message them to inquire about their services and appointments. And I think, let me also too just double check the icons are also there, and then you can book. It looks like there's the booking option by clicking that button there as well. All right, and then the third and final provider that I was looking at, highlighting is Mr. Robert Louis Bozard. He's a PhD, and he has several credentials, actually. And taking a look here. He has a PhD in counseling and counselor education with a focus in sports and exercise psychology from the University of North Carolina. Yep. And then he's also licensed as a clinical mental health counselor in North Carolina. Let's see here. He's licensed as a professional counselor in South Carolina and licensed as a professional counselor in Georgia. So he does have multiple credentials, giving him the opportunity to work with various clients across those states. And his specialties includes porn and sex addiction. He does elaborate here on the services that he can assist with in that regard. And then he also does couples counseling. It's listed here. And it did look like he addresses men's issues. Let's see here. Because he said he can work with anyone who, sought his assistance, his help, his services. But he did list here the men's issues, concerns that he addresses are listed here. And then he talks about, he does address, working with men in particular as a specialty. And then, of course, couples, as I mentioned earlier. And then he also on his website listed the approach that he uses when doing therapy. And so it's listed up here as CBT, so cognitive behavioral therapy. And then also within cognitive behavioral therapy, there's the ABC model as a part of CBT that he utilizes. And then as far as the couples counseling, he did mention the Gottman method. And so basically the Gottman method for healthy relationships, it's a couples focused therapy and education approach. So he did include that information, which I did note was a little different, more informative as a part of his website. And then the services that he provides, if you go under each city, he provides the same services in each city, but he does like the individual sessions. He has an intake sessions for individuals. He does the standard session with couples or multiple participants, intake session with couples or multiple participants as well. And so I believe his price is the same across the states. I know for Charlotte, and he lists his physical location there for each one. And then for Greenville. And then the best way, let's see, to get in touch, I believe under his, yeah. So here it says to book appointments or ask questions. For text reply, provide your number and say you would like to text. And so you can book your appointments this way. Definitely make contact if you wanted to work with him. So those were the 3 providers that I've decided to highlight. You can certainly go to the Psychology Today website where you can utilize their filters to identify some additional therapists that work in that particular area of addictions. All right. So to summarize the therapy resources, the first practice was Araya Counseling Services. The therapist within that practice was Stephanie Araya, and her website is arayacounselingservices.com. The second practice was Integrity Counseling and Wellness, LLC, and the therapist was Taurus D. Sanders, and the website for that practice is integritycounseling.sc.com. And then the third practice that was highlighted was Robert Louis Bozard, PhD, Counseling and Coaching Services, and his website is robertlouisbozardphd.com. All right, so if you liked this video, please click the like button. If you have any positive and or constructive feedback as opposed to destructive feedback, please comment on this content. You can also feel free to share this video if you think it could be helpful to others. Please subscribe to this channel as I will be uploading additional content like this video as well as other related information. And lastly, if you feel inclined to donate a contribution, you can do so on PayPal at Natasha Bryant-Woodfin. If you want to, you can also connect with me on my Simple Practice website, natasha-bryant-woodfin.clientsecure.me. Just as a reminder, my practice is geared towards supporting therapy providers in their work with clients. I am not working directly with therapy clients currently. You can also check out my LinkedIn page by clicking the link on my YouTube channel. And then, of course, my YouTube is at Natasha Bryant-Woodfin-LICSW. And thank you so much for your time, attention, and your energy. I appreciate you.